What is going on, my beautiful people? So in this video, I want to talk with you about recognizing where our value comes from. So we're going to talk a little bit about this. We can chit chat about it in the comments. Basically knowing where our freaking value comes from and knowing that it comes from the Most High God and not anything else. Because it gets very flimsy when we put our value in what we're doing, how we look, how we sound, how anything happens, what we have in life, how much success we have. And it becomes a very up and down thing. And we can't really control a lot of these things. So if we don't recognize our value, we're not going to have the confidence, we're not going to have the swagger, we're not going to be able to just have fun in our life every single day, despite the circumstances that we are walking up into. Because in the Bible, there's a story of Jesus Christ, and he comes down and all of a sudden he's on this hill and the devil's trying to tempt him. The devil's trying to tempt him with all these little things. He's like, okay, well, if you are so amazing, then go ahead and make bread because your God said that you can make bread. And then Jesus Christ says to him, for it is written in the scripture that man shall not live on bread alone. So then he tries to tempt him with materialistic things. He takes him over the hill and he has him look over all these amazing things out there in the city. He's like, I will give you all these things. I will give you all these things right here. And Jesus Christ basically refutes it with scripture. He's like, no, I'm not going to do that, man, because I know where my value comes from. I know that my value is not in you. I know that my value is from a higher place. I know that I don't need to look good. I don't need to do anything else. I don't need to prove anything to you because I know my value is in the Most High God. And he knew who he was. And we are the same way, man. We can understand who we are despite anything that happens. We don't need to show anybody else and get approval from anybody else for anything we're doing. We don't need to show them exactly, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I'm trying to do. This is my plan for the future. And I need your approval on it before I continue to take these steps. And I think it's just so amazing when you're able to do that because it gives you a sense of security, a sense of freedom, and a sense of fun in what you're doing because you ain't got to match anybody else. Because even yesterday, or 2 days ago, I was at my girlfriend's apartment and I was reading this book from Michael Jordan. And basically in the book, he was talking about how when he was coming up, when he was growing up and he was small little Michael, he was trying to be a basketball player. He had a great sense of it. He had a lot of fun playing it. But his dad wanted him to pick up some handy tools. He wanted him to be able to do stuff with his hands because he's like, that's how you're going to get a job. That's how you're going to get a safe job. You're going to be able to do this stuff with your hands. You're going to be able to work with the tools, and that's where you're going to be able to make the most money. Or that's where you're going to be able to do your stuff. But Michael didn't really want to do that. He didn't have fun doing that. It wasn't fun to him. He liked to play. He liked to do that stuff. So Michael was like, no, I don't really want to do that. And his dad basically told him that he thought he was going to never make anything. He was never going to make anything of himself because he couldn't do anything with his hands like that. Which is the craziest thing because we know the story of Michael Jordan, man, and how he turned out. And even his dad was able to trying to push that on him. Trying to say, oh, your value is determined on what I say that you need to do. But Michael Jordan is like, I wanted to have the freedom of doing what I wanted to do. He had to find value in himself and value in that. So even for ourselves, man, people in your life might not be able to say oh, I see the value in you. I see exactly what you're doing. I see exactly, how much effort you're putting into what you're doing, how amazing you are, what you're doing, how talented you are. Because even freaking Michael Jordan's parents could not really see that in himself. And I wanted to share this today because I think that we all need to be able to remind ourselves that our value is placed in our Most High God. And it's been something I've been trying to do every single morning. I've been trying to wake up and remind myself who I am in him and all the things that he said about me. So if you want to do that, just go to the Bible, read some scripture, ask ChatGPT for some scripture about what God has currently said about you, and remind yourself of that so that you can place your value in that and not in anything else. And then you'll start walking with some freedom. We'll start having a lot of fun, and we're going to have a lot of fun together, man. Hope you guys are doing amazing today. Hope you guys are placing your value in the Lord today. Let me know what the best part about your week this week is down in the comments below. Love you guys. Hope you have an amazing day. Peace.